Hello everybody, welcome once again to I Command. I am TV Boy and we are doing more coverage of the tournament from May 23rd. This is going to be the final round 1 match. This is Daniel versus Blaide, and we're going through all these game logs, so be sure to check out the previous ones. It looks like we've actually covered every round 1 match from the tournament, so that's awesome. We get to see every list in action pretty much, except for one player who had the bye. But let's go ahead and go through these players' lists. We've got Blaide playing Empire. He's got Vader, Taro, Callus, regular officer, Iden Versio. Actually, two regular officers. And Vader has rule driven by hatred, of course. Zillow technique, ruled by fear, unshakable, and advanced comm systems. And by the way, if you are not familiar with any of the cards or any of the IACP cards that are new, make sure to check the link in the description to the Tabletop Admiral site. You can easily look up any card by its name by typing in the search bar at the top, and it'll show you the card, and you can read off and follow along with the game. And we've got Daniel playing Rebels. He is playing a Han Rangers list, a bit of a throwback here. Classic list from pre-IACP days. His version is a little different, though. I think we used to see this triple Alliance Smuggler version to get to 9 activations. Back in the day when hunters were a big deal, and you saw a lot more 8-act hunters in the meta. Daniel playing Han Solo with Elite Alliance Rangers, Hera, R2-D2, C-3PO, Gideon, Argus, and 3 Alliance Smugglers. I do think in the current modern era, I would recommend dropping 2 of those 3 smugglers for Mern. I think Mern is fantastic in Han Rangers, and we'll talk about why in a little bit. But let's go ahead and run through it. They are playing on Battle at Dawn. Might be tough for Daniel here if he can get those long-range shots, but his figures are actually quite well equipped to deal with those long-range attacks. Who's really going to suffer is going to be Captain Taro. He's going to really struggle, I think, getting through that accuracy penalty. So anyway, it looks like Blaide has initiative to start, so he took the blue deployment zone. Both players drawing up for their turn. Daniel going to be drawing 2 extra cards for Blaide drawing 2 extra cards for Rule by Fear. Discarding Celebration. Makes sense since he's going to be definitely killing off a bunch of Rangers, which he can't use Celebration on, and may not necessarily be killing Han super early. So, alright, so it looks like Blaide's going to pass here. We've got a regular Alliance Smuggler activating. And these smugglers are going to be quite hard to hit since they have a natural inborn -2 accuracy penalty. By the way, another great reason to run Mern with smugglers is because if you hide them, of course, that's -4 accuracy. And then on this map, it would have been -7. So no way any range figures are going to hit them on this map if they're hidden. Anyway, Smuggler moving up, opening a door, gets to move 2 more spaces with Smuggler's Instincts, I think it's called, and controls a critical position. Blaide passing again. See C-3PO activating. Gonna focus Hera, so that's an interesting one. That signals to me that Daniel is not thinking he's gonna be attacking round 1 or early round 2, because normally you focus the Rangers and Han, so that way they can get a really good alpha strike in the early game. You want to focus as many of them as you can. Alright, so Blaide finally has to activate. He's gonna activate the officer up to the terminal. Daniel activating the Smuggler here. Gonna move up to just gonna move to there. I'm not sure what that accomplishes, but moving his Smuggler up there. And we've got an officer moving for Blaide. Gonna move up to the door, not gonna open it. Smuggler C now moving to control the critical position in the south by the booth. We've got Iden activating, gets a power token from Dio, and then moves to control the northern critical position. These are worth 1 VP each, by the way, at the end of the round. Looks like Gideon activates, focuses Han, so that's what you're not used to seeing, and then you pushing him up 2 spaces. Looks like he's going to get set up for a nice end of round shot here. And important to remember that Daniel's going to have initiative going into round 2, so he could set up a really nice end of round, start of round chain here. Hera activating, going to move up next to the A smuggler. And now we've got Taro double moving up to the column, the center column. Quite aggressive and likely to be punished here by a Han end of round attack. So another great reason to run Mern in a Han Rangers list is that, you know, usually you can only focus 2 figures in Rebels because you only have access to Gideon and C-3PO. They don't have a third focuser the way that Scum do and Jabba. However, because the Rangers only roll 2 attack dice, they are eligible targets for Mern. So what you can do is you can actually focus Han, focus a Ranger, and then hide the other 2 Rangers to give them that really nice +1 surge from hidden, which can give them the accuracy and the damage boost they need if they're going to do a, you know, end of round 1 alpha strike. Really great. And then of course Mern as a spy, so she gets to play all the spy cards that are really good in Han Rangers. Alright, so Vader moving up here, gonna force choke a Alliance Ranger who's gonna discard heightened reflexes from the top of the deck. And now I've got Han activating. So it'll be interesting to see who he goes for. It looks like he's going to go for Vader. And I don't disagree with that. You really want to kill Vader as soon as possible. Going to play Tools. Calm Disruption going to come down and stopping that. Because, of course, Iden and Callus are both spies. And Callus using his Hunt Descent ability, since even though you cancel it with Calm Disruption, Tools still counts as being played. So that's going to trigger Hunt Descent and give Vader some damage power tokens. With Advanced Comm System extending the reach of that ability, of course. Alright, here's that attack. Rerolls. Nice shot. This is looking good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be 6 damage to Vader. Oh no, excuse me. 4 damage to Vader. Rolls 2 black die. So, good defense roll for Vader. Really anything, if Vader rolls 4 or more, that's obviously excellent. More than any normal black die figure can roll. Alright, so that was the end of round 1. And by the way, that attack was with a -3 penalty, but he was close enough that Han just rolls insane amounts of range. He has such an accurate shot. Alright, so end of round 1. We're going to have some end of round shenanigans. Blaide's going to get to go first. So he might actually foil Han here, and I don't think Daniel was thinking about this, but Vader can force choke Han and then move out of line of sight, and because where Han is, he's not going to be able to see Taro to take a shot. Yeah, so that will move him out of line of sight here. So Han not going to get an end of round shot, unfortunately. Daniel going to activate C-3PO. And that's why I think, yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about it until just now. So, of course, it makes sense to, it's easy to miss. It might have been good to go for Taro there. But hard, always in motion the future is, and hard to see. So, C-3PO activating, going to focus up a Ranger here. And looks like we've got Callus going and playing Intelligence Leak, and he's going to have the pick of the litter here, since Daniel's been drawing cards, of course. Ooh, there's On the Lam. There's Assassinate. What's he going to go for? Going to take Assassinate. So now knows that On the Lam is in play in Daniel's hand. Going to have to play around that. And takes 3 damage from the 3 strain from Intelligence Leak on Agent Callus. He's going to control that critical position. Oh, you're going to play Strat Shift here. Okay, R2-D2. So that puts Daniel down to 2 cards, but R2-D2 is still in play, so you're going to be able to draw him up to 2. I'm always surprised when people play Intel Leak and then Strat Shift. It always feels so much better when you Strat Shift somebody, put them at 2 cards, and then go ahead and take the best card out of that 2 and leave them with 1 card in hand. That's probably the worst card in their deck. But, you know, I guess people just really like the long term. Getting rid of the best card feels good, so, like the best card in their deck. But I think that's just personal preference, and I might not be right, so that is the more common play, is to Intel Leak and then Strat Shift. And by the way, he used fulcrum ability to draw both players a card. So strat shift, very effective with that ability, since it basically negated the card draw I gave to the opponent, and it was just a free draw for Callus. Okay, so R2 activated. Now we're going to see Taro activating. Gets 3 movement points with mounted, and it looks like he's going to move with 5, and now a nice big fat flamethrower on 5 figures. That's going to hurt. That's going to be a weaken on all of those figures. Looks like Han taking 2, Ranger takes 2, 3PO takes 2. Everybody taking 2 damage, not going to prevent the strain. So that was 10 damage from that flamethrower. And everybody's going to be weakened now, so that's going to be very hard to deal with. Daniel going to activate these Rangers. Going to have to take some close-up shots. Not going to get that reroll. 4 damage. That's nice. I got another one. And they are all weakened. 3 damage. Going to use Hera. Oh, not going to use Hera. Okay, and then another focused attack. And that's going to be without that surge. Triple block, unfortunately. There's a Pierce 1 in the Ranger, so that's going to be 2 damage. Do we see Hera here? Nope. And unfortunately with the Assassinate, that would have been enough. Although, why did he only take 1? I think he forgot about the Pierce 1, maybe. Because the Rangers do have a Pierce 1 built in. Oh, I see. He exhausted Zillow technique. There we go. So now we've got Officer moving to control a critical position. Smuggler moving to control 2 of these critical positions. And now Vader activating, coming up. So knows that there's an on the lam in Daniel's hand. Chooses to attack Han. Is he not? Han's not playing on the lam here. And that was a terrible... That is probably the worst Vader roll I've ever seen. 7 damage. Gonna leave Han at 2 health. Could have easily killed Han there for not playing on the lam. And now we've got Han return fire. So that's gonna be 5 damage. Oh no, there's no surge, and he re-rolled the one that had the damage on it. So he actually lost the damage by re-rolling there. So I'm gonna do 1 damage to Vader. And now it's still Vader's activation. Plays Dark Energy and Parting Blow on Han. I don't... Oh, of course, guys. He got... On the lam got shuffled away as strat shift. So he doesn't have on the lam. So I think unless Han dodges here, he's finished. Yeah, so that's going to finish off Han. Going to give Blaide a nice 10 VPs for that kill. Leaving Vader stunned, but of course Unshakable can always remove the stun for Vader. And now we've got Hera taking an attack on Vader. She is not weakened. 1, 2, 3, 4... 4 Pierce 2 is going to be 1 damage to Vader. And this is not the damage output you need to take out Vader in an efficient manner. That strat shift is backbreaking to lists like Han Rangers, so reliant on their command cards. Losing access to that, you lose a ton of power in the list. So Iden Versio activating, going to get a power token, and looks like going to take a shot at Hera. It's going to take her down. And now Gideon activating, going to move a Smuggler up to control the critical position there. Removes the stun with Unshakable. Officer pushing Agent Callus forward 2 spaces. We've got a Smuggler taking a shot at Vader, which is just kind of, you know, is what it is. Does 1 damage though. Oh, no. There we go. No damage done. Gonna move back to the critical position. And we've got 1 more Smuggler activating. Gonna get some victory points here. Very nice. So Daniel doing well of taking advantage of the points on the table trying to get a lead on Blaide here. But he's really going to have to start trading up on material as well. You can't win with just victory points when there's only one VP per objective. So end of round, Daniel's going to get 4 victory points from the critical positions. Blaide is getting 2. And we've got an end of round attack from Vader onto a Ranger. Going to take it down. And now we've got Ferocity being played. Going to allow Tarot to attack. And Tough Luck being played on the reroll here. That's going to keep that Ranger alive. Triggers Hunt Descent from Agent Callus, so distribute some damage power tokens. And Initiative had moved to Blaide, so it looks like Daniel playing Take Initiative here. Going to exhaust 3PO instead of a Smuggler. Playing Call the Vanguard. Going to take an attack on Vader. These unfocused Ranger attacks are not going to be the most effective on Vader, but it might get 1 damage through. Unfortunately, that is not going to be the case. Even with the Pierce 1, that's not going to do any damage to Vader. Alright, so looks like we've got Daniel activating the Rangers here. Again, not going to do much with these attacks. That's going to be 4 Pierce 1, so 2 damage. But Vader, of course, has 16 health, so he's only halfway there. Another Ranger going to attack Vader. Going to get that 5 spaces so he can get a reroll. Very nice. Not sure he should have rerolled both dice there. Because you don't have to reroll both. There might be a misunderstanding of the ability. Yep, so, alright, Vader activating. Going to play Looking for a Fight. And looks like he's going to attack Gideon. Not sure who he attacked. Yeah, attacked Gideon. And then Force Choke to kill 3PO. Since he only needed... He got the free movement point from Looking for a Fight. R2-D2. I think we're getting desperate here. Making an attack on Vader. That's going to be no damage. And now Tarot moving over. Looks like he's going to take a shot at the Smuggler here. Getting right up next to him. Ooh, terrible roll. Rerolls into terribleness. I think that's still enough to kill him, though. Yep, he's only got 3 health. And now we've got another desperate attack from a Smuggler on Vader. Not going to do any damage. Oh, going to do 1 damage with positioning advantage. Oh, which allows them to stun Vader. But, of course, Unshakable is going to make that pretty easy to deal with. So, yeah. Now, I think we're just kind of cleaning up here. Getting some... This is definitely the end game. Iden attacking a Ranger. Not great attack. Gonna reroll with Officer's Training. Oh, nice. So that's much better. Gonna do 6 damage here. So 5 through the blocks. And now the Dio is attacking. Gonna do 1 more damage. Doesn't take out the Ranger. Leaves up 1 health. And Officer gonna finish the job here. Takes out the Ranger. Somehow Blaide has not won yet. I feel like we're missing some points here. Let's see, we've got 10, 12. That's 22 plus 5, 7. Yeah, he's only got 29 points from kills. Just hasn't really been working on the VPs from the mission. And there we go. That's going to finish off the final Ranger and the Smuggler. Puts Blaide at 42 for the victory. Thank for both players for submitting that game log. Great to see Han Rangers in action again. Definitely still a viable archetype, and I think has actually gotten upgraded with IACP, either with Loku or Mern as great options. But this is definitely an older build, and I think could stand for an upgrade. But I hope to see both players do well, and we're going to check out more games going into this week. Thanks everybody for watching. Peace out.